The edge of your perception is all you know. I have no idea what that means. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so the other day, you know, when you have like the subtlest of perception changes, like you're sitting there and you're staring at something, and suddenly you see it in a whole new way, or something drops in, and it's so minute that you can't really explain it to anybody else, and it probably will mean nothing to anybody else, but it feels like significant to you. Well, that's what I'm going to try to share with you today. I have no idea if it's going to make sense, if it's significant, but what the heck? It had an impact on me. I think it's interesting. So I was just sitting there in the now moment, looking at all the things around me. And suddenly, my perception shifted, or something happened, and I suddenly could feel or sense and see that the edge of my perception, like whatever I could see around me, say you're in a room and all you can see are those four walls and everything in that environment. That's the edge of your perception bubble. Okay? That's in that perception bubble is the only thing you can know in that now moment. Everything beyond your perception doesn't exist. Does it? How do you know? Because you can't perceive it. So, I don't know where to go with this. So there's, in that bubble of, the only thing you can know in that bubble is right there in front of you. And it keeps you in the now moment. There's the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Only what exists is in that now bubble of your perception. And this is how I've been kind of seeing life, and it really keeps me focused on what's happening in that bubble of perception. Because literally the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist, right? So there's no point in thinking about it. But you can go ahead and think about have all the thoughts you want, if you want, about what is happening in that bubble of perception right there. And it keeps you in the now moment. It's a experiential feeling for me. I can feel that edge of my reality, and it really keeps me focused in this space. So I think this perception change came about from, a couple months ago. I was driving, really centered and, zenning out. I do my best zenning out when I'm driving. Don't worry, I'm very safe, because something other than this personality is driving the car. I had this realization, this experience of, and I don't know if any of this is right. I think it's sort of right in physics. I felt experientially that I only exist in a space, a set of coordinates. Like, I don't exist in time. Okay, we all know this, but I'm experiencing it. And my consciousness is only a set of coordinates. I occupy a space, and reality is moving around me. And that time, all of my time units or timelines, or I don't even know how to explain it, were stacked on top of each other. Like I can feel the stacks of time in this space that I exist in. And it's not, and oh God, and like all the perceiving of this is not happening here locally, but in like this faraway mind. I don't know. I totally can't explain it. Yeah, it's so weird. And so our time is all stacked. What significance is this? If I have no idea. But anyway, when I was driving, it felt like I wasn't moving and everything was moving around me. So I think that new perception was born out of this kind of realization. I have no idea. I'm just sharing this with you in case anybody has some feedback. Sort of feels significant, sort of, kind of, not really. Probably doesn't help you in your spiritual journey in any way, but it's just an interesting experience to know that I think it might be kind of true that we are just coordinates in a space. Time is not linear. It's all stacked like this. Oh, and I had another realization I totally forgot. Something about, what is it? Boy, it was something about all these stacks of times or timelines. They continue on. Something about making changes. Well, I'll just leave that because I guess maybe I was incorrect. And I have a suspicion that Bashar, who I think is great, anybody go listen to him, talks about this in a way. But anyway, interesting. And I think that this bubble of perception, or maybe it's the coordinates that you exist in. Anyway, if you want to stay in the now moment, try looking at your bubble of perception and staying within that bubble of perception. I don't know, this is the silliest video, but I just thought I would share these things. And please, if you have any knowings or feedback, let me know, because I am out of my league on this topic. Okay, till next time. See ya.